Hi guys, welcome back to Knuston Farm, where today we are going to be at least starting the harvest of Field 7. I'm just bringing the John Deere down to collect up the, I think it's barley on there as well. No, wheat. I have emptied out the trailer, so it's just a case of getting the harvester into the field and starting work there. Is it bigger or smaller than Field 1? It's, I'd say it's slightly smaller. So let's just park up the John Deere over here. Entrance to the field. Don't want to drive onto this land quite yet. Not unless we own it. So, out of character, you can hear I have altered the sound in drive controls config. I'm going to turn off the Deere. Don't know why FarmSim decides to do that annoying sound bug every time, but okay. So let's get the diets running. And oh, I've just realised I'm recording at 30 FPS, which is nice. That was obviously out of character. So in character, so let's get that selected. Honk the horn a couple of times. And go. Which is the stroking? Oh, that's going to be hell to try and clean up. I might need to get a bigger windrower. Because that straw is essentially in the hedge. So I'm not going to try and go up and down this field, I'm just going to go around it. Like I ended up doing in Field 1, it's just plain faster. I do kind of wish I had a bigger harvester. Well, I obviously do, because this is going to take probably a few hours to harvest again. But I do wish I had a bigger one in terms of capacity, because 2,000 litres isn't a lot. I think the next harvester I'm going to get for the farm is going to be the Farm 66. It doesn't have the biggest capacity, but it is self-propelled, so it actually frees up a tractor, means I can get rid of a tractor, which will probably be the Deere. And the Deutz here can do all work. Now the issue with the Deutz is that it absolutely loves using fuel. It absolutely loves using fuel. Which, as you can guess, isn't the best feature in a tractor. It does, however, work like an absolute beast. Works perfectly, so I'm gonna have to replace. I'm gonna have to get rid of the Deere anyway. I have no need for a tractor that doesn't actually work. Well, it does work, but whatever's up with it, it only works at 5 kilometers an hour, which is far too slow. The train decided to honk at me, so I decided to honk at the train. Oh, please let me pass through these. Another reason I want a self-propelled harvester, I don't like driving through the trees. I don't know why he hasn't cut them back. I'm guessing there's some sort of endangered animal wildlife issue thing going on there. And the harvester's almost full in one of the worst places it could be almost full. Wonderful! Reasons I want a self-propelled harvester, it's just easier. Oh good lord, this is going to be a mess of a field. I am only going to do a couple of videos of this harvest, and oh dear. Exactly how bad is? Oh, this is bad. Back there, good. This is going to be fun. Yeah. Gotta get over to the Deere, which... You know, this field has a nice square shape, but it does mean that yeah. Does mean that running around it isn't going to be the best best time for any of us. So let's hop in and turn it on. Whoops. Let's go to the rescue with the beacon light on. Now the joys of having harvested a section is that I do get a bit more room to turn, so I don't have to turn as tightly in the Deere, which is nice, I guess. The downside is I am essentially running over the straw, which isn't as nice, I guess. Another train. It's a busy train line, isn't it? Now for the fun bit, because I have to try and sneak this Deere in between the harvester and the hedge. So tight that I've got out of the tractor on the other side of the hedge. But I have made it fit like a glove. So we'll just turn off the Deere and hop over here and into the Deutz. And let's head off again. Now, being 3/4 of the way around the field before it's full means one thing and one thing only. I'll actually be over on that side when it fills again, which isn't good. But it does mean that I won't have to try and jam the John Deere up into a hedge again, which is good. I'd much prefer to be running around like a madman than trying to jam the John Deere up into a hedge every single time I have to empty this thing. So I guess you get the good with the bad, and the lime with the coconut. So let's just continue on carefully and quickly, or as quickly as we can, as I check my phone. Out of character real quick, I meant to mention this yesterday, but I know the more of you watch this, well, I've seen that more people tend to watch the Knuston episodes than the Mulroy episodes, so I'm going to say it here. If I don't reply to your comment, it's not because I didn't read it, it's not because I didn't read it, although that's a distinct possibility. It's because YouTube, in its infinite wisdom, has decided to stop sending me email notifications and Google notifications on any comments I get. It does, however, let me know on my phone, which is different and completely inconvenient. It's actually a lot easier for me to read the comments if they're on my PC, but YouTube doesn't work that way, I guess. Google doesn't want me to know about stuff that's happening with my Google account, I guess, because everything's linked into a Gmail account, and It's not the one that I have up on my channel as the business email. That's one I set up specifically for my channel and, well, for the business emails of the channel. And if you want to get in contact with me in private, you can send me a message here on YouTube, or you can actually send an email to that address. I do check it regularly. It's where all the stuff from Maker Studios goes, and all of that related stuff. I am of course partnered with Maker, so I get a few, I'm not going to call them kickbacks, I get a few advantages, I guess, in being able to use the Epidemic Sound Library, and other things that are kind of behind the scenes. So if you do videos and you meet the Maker minimum requirements, I thoroughly recommend partnering with them, because you get so many advantages in terms of music and stuff that it's really worth it. And I think there should be my affiliate link in the description somewhere. If not, I'll put it in. And you can use that. So let's get to the Deere. And luckily I won't have to jam myself into a hedge this time. I probably will regardless, but... Another train. What on earth is with this train line? Good lord, I've never seen one as busy. Let's go, Barbie girls. Did I just make a Barbie reference? I am so sorry. So, bit of a frame rate hitch there. What on earth is going on? The game, for whatever reason, is having a few frame rate issues. Now, you probably won't be able to notice them because it's not dipping below 30, and I upload all my videos at 30 FPS, but it's going funky. I'll give it that. I have no idea why. Yeah, my fan is up as high as it can go. So the biggest downside of harvesting this field is I've got to drive all the way back up to the farm every single time the Deere is full. Which means I'm going to spend about half the time I'm working on this field driving the Deere up and down to the farm. If I had a second Deutz or something, that wouldn't be as bad because it's got higher top speed. But I only have the Deere as a spare tractor. My hair is everywhere, good lord. I'm having one of those bad hair days where your hair just decides to get into your face regardless of what's happening, which isn't exactly good. I'm actually going to use my headphones as a hairband, so bear with. That should improve it some. Yeah, it should improve it a lot. I just had a look at myself in my tablet, and it looks like, yeah, it's definitely better now. So, continuing on with the harvest, should get one unload just about. How busy is this train line? Good lord! There's a train every 2 minutes! And they're all passenger trains! How many people need to get around? I mean, I get the trains are really, compared to cars, eco-friendly. They seem to be semi-electric trains, which is even more eco-friendly, arguably. But one every couple of minutes is a bit excessive. It looks like this video is going to be pretty much a couple of rounds of this and a couple of unloads of the Deere. Probably one unload of the Deere because of the distance it has to go, and then I'll have to end it. So that's a thing. Why am I seeing... I don't know if you're... Oh, there's shadows. Okay. I was just seeing wavy lines going up and down the screen, and I was wondering what on earth they were. They were shadows. So, yeah. That's a thing. One thing that's really annoying me about Farm Sim 15, and out of character of course, the VSync doesn't work. No matter what I do, I just get massive screen tearing. Turning it off just makes things worse. And Giants just haven't bothered to fix it, because hey, they're Giants. Why should they bother to fix the game they made when they can just make DLC instead? And yes, I'm bitter and salty. Deal with it. Anyway, back into character, I guess. This harvester is actually... I really like this harvester. The only issue is it's so small compared to the fields. If the farm was smaller, this would be perfect. I'm probably gonna... Oops. I'm probably gonna... There's another train... How busy is this train line? Good grief. As I was saying before I was distracted, I am probably going to keep the harvester and get an M66 so that for any vintage days I decide to do, I do have an M66 available, and I've got 2 vintage harvesters that I can run. I'm going to see what the shop has in terms of harvesters again. Do they have any old style ones? Oh, they've got an RKS4 for potatoes. They have the sugar beet one. I might get the potato one as well. Because, hey, Irish guy doing potatoes. Why the heck not? Yeah, I'll probably get the 66. Once I can afford it, of course. I can't at the moment. So let's get this John Deere over to the Deutz with the harvester. One thing that I do want to do when I have the money, which is probably going to be actually a slightly higher priority than... no, the harvester is really highest priority. I was thinking maybe get a bigger windrower, but the one that the farm has at the moment is acceptable. It's not great, but it works, so I guess, you know, the harvester has to be a higher priority. And especially seeing as I took out the loan to cover the baling stuff, it's actually going to be... Is it a higher priority than getting a round baler? How much is a round baler? Because that's really going to determine it. 11,900. And then we'll say 2,000 for a bale lifter. So that's 13,000. We already have a bale spike in a trailer though, so that actually cuts the cost. So it's 11,900 versus 34. I think it was 6. Yeah, so we'll say 40,000. I think I'm going to take the hit and say the harvester is actually the higher priority, and I'll deal with the small bales over the course of a few days, I guess. The owner of the farm, by the way, should actually be returning just when we are getting ready to do our next harvest. So if he's back by then, brilliant. We'll put him on the tractor. I'll have the I'll put him in the Deere, And if we have the, which we should have the grain intake fixed by then. We can send him off to do his own thing and unload us while we are still harvesting. Out of character, yes, you know what that means, guys. I'll be using Courseplay for the first time in a while, well, the first time ever in this style of series, I guess. So yeah. By the way, again, out of character and a bit of behind the scenes stuff. If you're wondering how I came up with the amount of money to start this series with, very simple. I didn't cheat. I sold all the stuff you actually get on this map, and then I bought the equipment I wanted. Whatever was left over, I took out of the loan. So that's how I came up with the strange numbers you saw. I didn't. The game did. So, yeah. Back into character now. So, yeah, once the owner gets back, we will have some help. It won't be taking as long to do anything, so assuming he knows how to unload this thing, we should be golden. I will, however, have to, you know, drive it around, because I know for a fact that he'll try and do something stupid and need us to come driving up through the crops. He isn't the best farmer in the world, but, you know, he does know his equipment, so I guess he knows what he's doing to an extent. He's just not very good at it. He's very traditionalist in his ways, so up until now he's pretty much been doing organic farming. He's been buying in manure and slurry from his neighbours and making do. I'm going to introduce him to the world of herbicides and artificial fertilizers. Now, he does have some artificial fertilizing equipment. He's told me that he pretty much used that just for lime and water. He actually watered the crops during some droughts last year, so that's why he has the sprayer. But generally speaking, he doesn't have any experience with with artificial fertilizers or the like. So I still have a light on. No, good. So I think this should be the Deere full coming up here. And can I turn it? No, I can't spin it. Oh, I can! But then I have to... no matter what I do, I've got to do a full lap of the field here. So I think the best option is to go for the long run up and short exit. So let's get going. So we gotta go the full length of the field. Go full lap, just to empty out the harvester once. And let's get the beacons going, because we will be driving away after this. Now, I happen to know where the local grain store is. It's actually down by the shop itself, and if I bring up the map, it is down at Knuston Foods, right there, right pretty much as far as you can get from the farmyard. Well, it's still saying that the, you know, I guess the farmland itself. Most of this is private land, as you can probably guess from pretty much all of the farm being dirt roads, but there is the very, very, very occasional other driver around, so it's mainly a police, so I'd best just keep to the letter of the law when it comes to driving around, especially with the distance like I've got now. Before it was fine because I was just essentially putting a U-turn, but now I'm actually driving a distance, so gotta be a bit more careful. Where's the exit field? Over here. Okay, let's get going. So, drive on the left-hand side. Here we go. So, these roads aren't the smoothest in the world ever, but they will do. But yeah, by the time we get back down to the end of the field, it'll pretty much be time for me to end the video. So, especially with my reversing skills, which, to be fair, aren't the greatest. They do suffice, just about. But they aren't brilliant, and I know that. I have to indicate again here, because we are going to be pulling into the farm. So, let's get ready to reverse. Yeah, it only took me one attempt this time. I'm getting better! That's us emptied. Let's get back down to the field. And once again, we best follow the rules of the road. Just to cover ourselves in case the police do actually come around. I don't think they will. I mean, it's lunchtime, they're probably busy eating. I don't think they'll want to bother themselves at their own lunchtime. So we should be fine, better safe than sorry. And once I get down to the field, I'll be saying goodbye to you guys for the time being. I happen to know that these two roads here, with this crossroad, are almost never used, so I can just pile through. Like so. And let's get the indicator going for our next turn. So we are good. We are more or less back in the field. And luckily, I know that if I turn off the beacon, there we go. If I stop up somewhere around here-ish, I'll be out of the way of the harvester. So I'm going to leave it here. next time will be... I'll probably do one of my musical numbers again. Possibly. I don't know yet. But until then, stay safe and goodbye.